This is the sun that has already set. It is down. Literally, daylight is fastly fading. And I love that we're doing the challenge right now and starting it right now, because this is way more realistic of what you are really going to actually have to deal with, because most of the time you're not going to have a bunch of daylight or the whole day to prepare for this particular situation. The situation is going to hit you right now. When the sun's setting, you're going to realize, oh crud, I'm not going to make it out tonight. This is when it's going to happen. So here's how it's going to start. Alright, so the bearded Burton and Clinton, they kind of set up a challenge that I've done sort of in the past, and I think a bunch of us kind of talked about going ahead and doing it again.
Yeah, there's
Rocky
probably 10 or so people around this area that were interested in it. Well, not necessarily this area, but probably 5 or 6 in Kansas that were interested in doing it.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be a fun challenge. So the challenge basically is so this here is Skeeter, and he's given me 5 items, or the 5c's, to basically spend the night out here. And I've given him the 5c's for him to spend the night with. So he had no clue what he was getting, and I have no clue what I'm getting. So we're going to go ahead and take a peek at what we're both getting. Alright, so this is what I have graciously gifted to Skeeter.
Okay, let's tear into this amazing backpack. Put this on when he gave it to me. I felt like Dora the Explorer. So
I feel like I've been generous.
Yeah, he's being amazing here. He gave me a rather decent sized
it's basically house wrap.
Hard wood, Tyvek type material, like basically just like your old school blue tarp, only in pieces. Well, not pieces, but like
it's not
enough. It's enough to actually.
It's big.
Build a decent bivvy with it. Now that I look at it,
it's at least 12 feet long.
Yeah,
but it's only probably 4 or 5 feet.
3 or so feet. How about actually 6 foot wide by a long, pretty long. So
yeah, actually
I'm not too worried about that. I was kind of wondering about it, what I'd do with it, but
no grommets.
No grommets, no tie outs, no. Everything's just going to be. It's got a hole there.
It's got a few holes in this.
So
shred, yeah.
The next thing that he gave to me, that's the cover element. Then for the combustion element, he gave me a striker here, which is a decent strike. I mean, it's a nice striker.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, we are currently in a burn ban, so I can strike sparks and stuff with the rock he gave me, which I could either use as a rock. It's a decent little rock. I'm not sure what type of rock it is.
Some kind of chert.
Some kind of something. But this happens to be the cutting tool that he gave me as well.
Yeah.
I kind of had a feeling that I was getting into that when Lee Ralph, I forget what his YouTube channel is, but he told me, he said on Facebook, I would take Travis's kit, but I don't want a bunch of rocks. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll get up to the challenge. So that was the cutting tool, 1C combustion cover. Yep. And then what does he give me for cordage? Shoelaces. And actually,
it's two
shoelaces
pieces, yeah.
And if I got creative, you can see where
it's frayed,
frayed and everything. Yeah. If I got creative, it's kind of not paracord at all. No, I could get 2 pieces out of each one.
It's got an inner sheath, an outer sheath on it, so.
And then the thing that he got me that I think is the most hilarious is this is my container. It is a French style green beans, which is number one. The worst green beans ever made.
That's my favorite.
But I'd rather just have straight cut green beans any day. But if you notice, here's the bottom, and here's the top. It's not on the camera. Here's the top, and here's the bottom. It's still sealed. So he actually gave me dinner, but I need to find a piece of concrete before I can open this. So, and he gave me water, because there's like water in there.
Yeah, well,
and
you know what else? It's no GMO.
Oh man, that's amazing.
It's not genetically modified.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. I was thinking about you.
We just found a nut on the table, but so he did give me a pretty good cover element. Cutting tool. Okay, it is a cutting tool. But I knew getting with Travis, it's going to be primitive cutting tool, because Travis is like the primitive guru, and he gave me this amazing day pack that I thought, man, if I needed to, I could go get water, but there's like holes.
Yeah, well, there's a hole there.
I could get a little bit of water here in this little bucket here. No, there's a hole there too. But and if I was really desperate, I could probably scavenge some cordage out of this too. There's some cords here, but I'm not. I've looking around here. We've got some places that I think I'm going to set up over by a tree and cuddle up with it tonight. There's a fallen tree over here that I think I'm going to push a bunch of leaves up to. So that's what Travis gave me, and it would be rough in it. It wouldn't be, because the container is basically, if I was out in the woods, we're nowhere near concrete, which we are nowhere near concrete to open this up with, and I have no eating tool or no Leatherman, no nothing. I do remember an old Tom and Jerry where Tom was stuck out on a desert island with a can of some type of canned good, and it took the whole episode was, so I'm picturing in my head this Tom and Jerry episode where he's trying to open up this one can. Oh, it's even a sea salt.
Yeah,
I just noticed that.
Salt. You're good.
This is healthy.
It's made natural.
Made natural. It was grown in a field with no hormones added, no genetically modified. But it will be interesting to try to open it.
So what did we decide though? We're gonna add to this though, because we don't have fire.
Well, we decided that we were going to bring our own water, because we can't purify water, and basically anything which you would cook, like I knew when I came out here that I wouldn't have fire, and yet when I went to the grocery store, I knew I wouldn't have fire, and I grabbed a thing of instant mashed potatoes. So instant mashed potatoes cold may not be an interesting thing, but I did go ahead and grab some pepperoni and some, and we were supposed to keep the food down to fit in a mason jar. Well, I didn't have a mason jar, so I just kind of guesstimated a package of pepperoni, a couple protein bars. That ought to make us through the night.
I'm real curious to see what you gifted me. Yes,
let's see what Travis. There will be some things that he's going to feel the same way about.
I feel grateful. I got a huge container, so
yeah.
I've got, this is my water here. This is my food. I just grabbed a summer sausage. That's it. This is, a small one, so nothing too gracious. But this is what I have been graciously gifted as my container, and everything inside of here. We could start off that you did graciously give me some amazing Gorilla Tape.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to guess, once I peel this off of here, with it being so cold, it's not going to be so sticky anymore.
Yeah, probably not.
That's just my quick guess. Is this to hold the lid on? Because the lid won't stay on?
Well, yeah, kind of. But I put this kit together as one of those things that you might...
Ooh, look. The outside, I can peel that off maybe for something.
You might throw in the back of a car or type of kit. So I just decided, I put the Gorilla Tape on it just to keep the lid on for the bouncing around in your trunk type things.
That's not good.
That was a little closer than the gun range.
Yeah, that's not supposed to be here. That's not cool. Well, that don't make me feel so good.
That sounded like it was on the other side of the river.
That sounds like that somebody's poaching in an area that definitely shouldn't be doing. Well, are you going to sleep well?
Yeah, I'm going to sleep well.
It's definitely past shooting hours.
Yeah.
Well, let's just continue and see if we get shot. Oh my gosh, I feel like you're really getting generous already. This thing is cram-packed full. Look at that. I've been graciously gifted one of these. Let's see if this thing even works. That's going to be interesting. Ooh, I got a light. Which, we went ahead and grabbed our headlamps so we could film. But yeah, this... You know, I don't know what else to do with this personally, other than it to be a light for me. And looks like cordage here. I see this is some jute twine. How much do you think's there?
30 yards.
30
feet.
30 feet.
Not yards.
You didn't get that much.
No, I got a shoestring.
Ooh. I got a little pocket knife. Look at that. Is it sharp, or has this even got a blade in it? Oh, this is really a nice sized blade. Am I supposed to touch this up for you before I give it back to you? It looks like you ran it across a rock or something.
I gave it to your daughter before we came.
I believe it actually now. What in the world? It's got scissors? Wow, I'm really doing good there. What's this, an old t-shirt? A piece of a t-shirt.
A piece of a t-shirt.
Wow. Okay. That's generous.
I went above on the 5c's.
Oh, look.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
I got 2 containers now. I didn't even know that. I wonder if he knew I was getting 2 containers out of that.
Didn't realize it would come apart.
I'm not sure what I'm going to or supposed to do with that, but I got this. This looks like the top of a thermos deal. Ooh, what's this stuff? This is packed in there, my gosh. Ugh. Oh my gosh. Is there a better way to get this out, or you?
No, just grab and pull.
Oh my gosh.
Good luck getting it back in.
I don't think I'm going to. You're not getting it back with it in here, I'm going to tell you that. Oh man. So, let's look at what else we got in here for now. A piece of a Brahms straw. I'm really not sure what I'm supposed to do with that.
Well, if you found a puddle, you could drink out of it.
Yeah, yeah. This looks like a fire. Well, that's dirty. Looks like all the heads of the matches are broken off, except for one. Is that what I'm getting out of that? Like, it's got matches in here, but there's literally only one of the matches. I know you're going to be able to see that. Literally only one of the matches have a head on it. The rest of them, the heads are in here, but they're all broken off in the bottom of it. And it looks like a striker and a little piece of jute, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
I wanted to make it interesting, but not impossible.
Well, that's cool I got that, even though we have a fire ban.
Right.
And this looks like a piece of Tyvek. Or is it pieces? Oh, great. Pieces. Pieces. So generous. Okay, and then I've got this is going to be great. This already, and I see it, and I don't know how big it is. How big would you say this is?
Oh, 6 foot by 5 or 6 foot.
And what was this originally?
A sun shield for the pop-up style tents, like Coleman pop-up tents.
Okay, well, this, I'm going to use this very much.
Yeah.
I'm very grateful for this piece right here. This is like my most, I can already see this is going to be my most used item right here.
Well, that's what I'm feeling about the Tyvek that you gave me.
Well, there it is. Wow. I got the sunshade, the Tyvek, basically the house wrap pieces, the little match fire deal. You're already losing.
I just lost my striker and my knife.
Well, you might want to
I'll find them.
figure out that. I've got some Gorilla Tape, coffee can. This even got coffee grounds still in it. Maybe I could make a little bit of cowboy coffee with it.
Like a tablespoon.
It's not even that much. It smells good though.
And I don't know, that coffee's been sitting in that coffee can for a few years.
Oh,
so,
it's still good.
yeah.
Coffee never goes bad, right?
If you want to believe that.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Well,
I'm wondering how to. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I think the primary goal is going to be shelter.
no, it's 5:40. It's dark.
5:40, and yeah. So when you're talking about in Kansas, when you're talking about at least tonight, we don't have any wind. So
Yeah, as of right now, but it is clear skies.
it's going to drop like a rock.
Yeah, there's no clouds, so it's definitely gonna be a cold night.
Yeah. The Thursday morning.
It-
Sorry, I thought I heard a deer.
You probably do.
But Thursday morning it was like 15 degrees here.
Yeah, with a wind chill of 3.
Yeah. So fortunately we don't have wind right now, but I think they're talking like lower 20s
Yeah, tonight.
tonight.
Yep, it's already
Actual
in the
temp.
30s for sure, at least by now.
Yeah. So
Is that how you do it?
I guess.
It's not even gonna focus. All right, so we're gonna go over what each of us are kind of wearing, within a few degrees. I've got my wool fingerless gloves. I've got my wool pullover, as you can see here. I've got a shemagh. I'm wearing a light down jacket, and I've got a pair of thermals
Okay.
on my whole body. I do have a beanie in one of these other pockets and a buff. But it's in one of my pockets somewhere.
Yeah.
And you are wearing. What are you wearing?
Basically, here, I'll get rid of this part. I'm wearing a wool pullover as well. I've got a neck gaiter that's kind of a fleece neck gaiter, and then wool beanie. No gloves, but I got plenty of sleeves to fold over. That's one of the nice things about making your own stuff, because sometimes you can add stuff over. And then I'm just wearing wool socks and
Oh, I have wool socks on as
Yeah.
well.
and then just like running pants underneath my just cotton hunting pants. So not anything extravagant.
Too
so
fancy. Oh shoot.
but
It's gonna be a cold
let's,
night.
let's go figure out how to build our shelters.
Because
So
that's the only thing that's gonna keep us warm.
that is literally the only thing that's going to keep us warm, because otherwise we'd be building a shelter and then putting a little fire next to it. But tonight,
Yeah. No fire.
and actually there's a lot of leaf litter around, so it's actually probably a good thing that we're in a burn ban, because it could easily become a prairie fire.
Big problem.
Big problem for a lot of people.
Yep.
So I'll suffer for a lot of people. So
Time to get busy.
it's cool out here right now because it's just after dark, and the deer and the raccoons and everybody are starting to wander around. So, and hopefully we'll have a pretty resourceful night.
It's gonna be great. I'll share what you got for your shelter when you get it
Okay.
going on here in a little bit.
We'll go at it.
So the job right now is collecting leaves, and I've always found really just using your foot works pretty good. You can get a stick and kind of whack it into a pile. It's gonna get boring really fast. And so here so far is part of my leaf pile. It's about up to my waist per se, or close to it. Still not enough leaves by far. And I'm going to take that tarp, or it's really not a tarp, it's more like a wall for a sunshade, and I'm just going to basically kick them up onto it and use that to transfer it over to wherever I decide to put them. Alright, so this is kind of what I have decided to go with. Here's kind of the brush line. And this is all buck brush back up in here for the most part. And everything's really tightly spaced in here. So I mean, it's kind of thick to walk through, which I think is good for me, because once you get down in it, it's going to help kind of keep the wind down a little bit, and you can just stomp down a little area, and all that buckbrush will help hold the leaves into one area, so they're not just going, just swooshing out to the sides. But went ahead and took the first bundle and stuck it in there, and it looks thick now, but it's going to need a lot. After I compress it and after what I put on top of me, I'm going to need probably at least, I don't know, 8 of those. It's really hard for me to kind of share the amount of leaves that I actually have there. So this is about, I think, the 5th trip maybe that I've made dumping leaves here. But you can kind of see the bottom starts right about there, and it goes up and up and up. So I got a pretty good size pile there. I need a few more. So this is what I'm looking at so far, what Skeeter's got going on here. Looks like, and I don't know if this is the finished or if he's just dragging it around or what, but it's just kind of folded over, kind of like a sleeping bag here, filled with leaves at the moment. And it looks like he's getting super innovative here on how to tie up the sides. So what are you doing here?
Oh, taking a thing from my wife. She makes a pillow, a giant pillow for the kids out of fleece, and cuts the sides. And instead of sewing it together, she just ties all the tags.
All the little strips, huh?
So I'm just cutting ever so often, cutting a piece and tying it up. Try to make a bag, kind of like a bivvy style.
So what are you cutting it with? So you are using the
I
rock?
am using the rock for the cutting tool. It's cut pretty good. I originally thought about just taking and cutting slots and then just weaving a piece of this in it.
Yep.
But then when I did that, I was like, why don't I just do it simpler?
Yep.
And
that's a pretty cool idea. I don't think I would have thought of that, honestly. Well, currently this sunshade piece has been the best piece of this kit by far. I'm going to call it the Leaf Getter 2000. It definitely holds a good amount of leaves, more than a trash bag would for sure. Now this leaf pile is right up here. So that's right about this tall. I definitely think I'm good. I'm right at 7 loads so far. So I think I'll be good for tonight with that. I'll just kind of snuggle down in that and pull the leaves over me. So it looks like he's got his fairly well bundled up on the sides now. You're getting her full. Yeah. She's looking like a nice tick bag.
yeah, that's what.
Got both sides bundled up pretty good. That's a really nice job. I'm impressed.
Thanks.
I'm super impressed.
If somebody would have been nice thinking that it was 20 degrees outside tonight and gifted the other person like a wool blanket,
Yeah.
that would have been pretty cool.
But I
sleep on top of it and have a wool blanket on top.
I've actually felt like that this piece of plastic here was the thing that was, out of all of them, was the most generous part of the whole thing, because I felt like what I wanted to give you was pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
Like if you were to just be stuck out there, you would be stuck with about nothing, and you could find some of these things out there. Right. Some of them. This is the only thing that maybe.
Well, actually.
Maybe.
On a lot of places I've hiked, I've found like old sleeping bags. I've found bed sheets. I've found stuff like tarps that are blown into where I've hiked before. And I mean,
trash is everywhere.
Trash is trash. And like I said earlier, I found a Tostitos jar from like the
Yeah.
Tostitos cheese dip.
Yes.
And if we had a fire, I could probably boil some water and use that as a container for my mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't think that far.
No fire.
No fire. Okay. Well, we're going to try to open up the can here.
I was curious if you were going to do it this way or if you were going to try to bang it.
Yeah. Starting to get liquid coming out of it.
Oh, you are. So you got to do it a little bit more on a different side now, huh?
Yeah. Right here.
So you got that one side pretty good.
Right here.
So how do you think you could do this without losing the liquid?
You'd have to have a rock on top.
Yeah. Good luck finding one of those around here.
Yeah. I think I got most of it cut to where I could possibly.
Ooh, you got most of it.
Got all of it.
Yeah, you did. Look at you go without losing all that liquid.
Didn't use as much as I thought I would.
And now you got another piece of metal you could use for
Yep.
something.
And the top, because I really just, for the most part, I just broke the seal on the can.
Yeah. You got a lid now for your for if you need to.
Yeah. If I had a fire, I could boil water.
But we can't burn. We can't have a fire. Nicely done.
That
Good
worked out
job.
good. Nasty. Frozen.
It's frozen.
No, it's not frozen yet, but it's pretty nasty. French cut green beans.
You don't like French cut?
I hate.
It's my favorite.
Green beans aren't my favorite thing in the world, and then French cuts are just like
I didn't
even
know.
worse.
I didn't even know.
It's okay. It's what it is.
Oh, this is looking too good. This has got to be one of the smallest knives I've ever seen. And I'm not lying. I'm not trying to make fun of him, but this thing is... I mean, I couldn't cut butter with this thing. This thing is dull. See? I mean, there it goes. I got it. I got it now. I'm just going to cut through it now.
Use it as a spear point.
It's cutting now.
I think my can lid might be broken in that knife.
Well, I feel like I should sharpen it when I get back to my place or something. Oh, man. Yeah, seeing you with those green beans, I love those.
You want some green beans?
I love those. Oh, no, that's not part of this. I can't take from you. You're going to need that energy. I know you don't like green beans now, so I almost think it's funny that you're eating them anyway. He's scarfing them down, too.
When I was growing up, our family, we weren't exactly poor, but my grandparents grew up poor. So when we had something, it was you eat it whether you like it or not. A lot of the stuff I eventually got to the point where I liked it, but green beans is one of those things. Like if I eat 3 bites of green beans, that's enough for me for a long time.
You don't really care for them too much? Gosh. You know, not having supper and now eating this is good. It's so good. I guess I'm kind of curious if you can hear that. That is the noise of electricity. Every one of these telephone poles that we've walked by out here has sounded similar to this. There's the pole. And there's the wire. I mean, those things are humming. I don't even dare get close to it. It feels like I'm going to get zappered. You can see the ice crystals on it now. For sure. All that frost. It's a little chill out.
A little rocky, yeah.
That Rocky's awesome.
I hate saying I'm getting that way with you too.
Look at this.
Look at this neat thing you got. You want it?
It's turned to ice. It is chill out. Ooh, it's a slushy right now. There's a little loose water in there, but it isn't going to last long like this.
Better put it in your crotch so it's warm in the morning.
I'm going to freeze my crotch off if I do that. I want to take a drink of it. It's going to be so cold right now to drink.
I absolutely do not want to drink anything. I probably should.
You're going to have to get up to go pee, huh?
No, it's just I have cold liquid inside of you.
It's alright. This is Skeeter all tucked in, ready for the night. Kind of nice and cozy in there?
That's not bad. I think I'm not cold. I'm out of the breeze.
That's a big deal.
I think once I think I'll basically have created a microclimate in here. Kind of big, but as long as the wind doesn't start blowing, I think I'll be perfectly fine. I don't have much padding underneath me. I've kind of scooted underneath all the leaves.
Guess we'll see how much conduction will play a big part in that.
Yeah.
Still love these tie-outs you got on here. How you made those strips and tied it. It's just, I really love that, honestly. That was ingenious. Pretty sure I would not have thought of that. I would not. Well, good luck.
Have a good night.
I'm gonna go check out my setup. So here's mine. I debated whether to even throw this piece of tarp or whatever you call it, a sunshade wall, on top of here, but decided it wasn't probably going to hurt me. I'm not necessarily going to tie it down. I really hope that it doesn't pick up the wind and throw it across here somewhere, or start going flapping, because if it does and it wakes me up, I'm just going to grab it wadded up and stuff it somewhere. But it's time to crawl in and hit the sack. Yep, it's time for bed now. Good night. Good morning. Wow, that was awesome. In every aspect, I got more sleep last night without being interrupted or woken up from something than I have in a long, long time. Once I got snuggled up in here, everything warmed up to me. I mean, I can feel the heat pouring off of everything underneath me. It feels so great. And it feels like I'm in a recliner. I'm right now watching the sunrise. It is so awesome. I had a bunch of these leaves I pulled over top of my head. I had this down and I had my shamog up here, kind of covering my face so I didn't have to have leaves getting in my mouth. But it's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see much. Here, I'll flip this around. You can check out this awesome sunrise happening here. Yeah, that's what I'm watching, and it is awesome. Very cool. That's a pretty awesome challenge. I really, really enjoyed it. Sometimes you don't need all the stuff in your kit to make it happen. And that little piece of that sunshade wall is what I needed to get through the night. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. Guess I'll see you around. Hey, Skeeter. How you doing? Where'd he go? Skeeter gone. Oh, man. He got ate by a bear. Here's kind of what it looked like after I got up out of it. You can see the depression of where I was. Of course, all these other leaves were on top of me. It takes a good amount of leaves, it really does, just to make it work out. But, if you don't have enough leaves, keep going. That'll keep you warm, keep you busy. I wouldn't stop collecting them until you've got enough, that's for sure.